Hi everyone, welcome back to the YouTube class. In the previous part, we studied the conclusions which are given by Charles Darwin and the theory of Charles Darwin. According to him, how the natural selection results in the formations of new species. Gradual variations, they helpful in the formation of one new species ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. And after finishing all these the formations and theories and all, we generally come up with one question: is there any evidences for evolution? Yes, of course, there are so many evidences that evolution of life forms has indeed taken place on the earth, has come from many quarters, and they are like paleontological evidences, they are like embryological supports, they are the natural selections, there are so many biochemical evidences are there. Even controlled breeding is also one of the major evidence for evolution. Biogeographical supports. So we will discuss one by one. I will write the evidences which are supporting the evolution. The first one is paleontological evidences. Paleontological evidences, which is nothing but the evidences which are provided for us through fossils, and the second evidence, it is by embryos, which is called embryological evidence, and the third evidences we have is the comparative, anatomical and morphological studies. Morphological evidence, they also play a very important and major role while proving the evidence had happened. Then the fourth one is about biochemical. These biochemical evidences, they are also important. And the fifth one, evidences from controlled breeding. In this class we will take up one by one, and the sixth one is about natural selection. Natural selection is also one of the very important evidence for evolution. Seventh one, anthropogenic action. Eighth one, biogeographical evidence. They are all provided in our second PC NCERT. The first one is paleontology, study of fossils. Embryological, embryo, we are all started our life from a single celled zygote stage, right? The zygote is an embryo, and such embryos, they are also providing the proof for evolution. Comparative, anatomy, comparison between homologous and analogous organs, how our ancestors, they are having some of the structures. Is there any comparisons between lower organisms and us? So by that, in the heading of comparative anatomy and morphology, we are just comparing the structures for us and to the lower organisms. Biochemicals, the chemical constituents about poriferans and mammals. Some of the amino acids, they are present very common for poriferans and also for mammals. Evidences from controlled breeding. Nowadays we are developing the hybrid varieties, and the hybrid varieties, they are also one kind of evidences. Human beings, we can control or we can develop the controlled breeding, means nature also helps in selection, which is called natural selection. Human activities are called anthropogenic actions. Nowadays we are responsible for some of the pathogenic forms on this life. By human activities, there are some new formation of life take place, which is called anthropogenic action. Biogeographical isolations, they are also one kind of evidences for natural selection and also for the evolutions. So in this class we will take up with the first one, so called paleontological evidences. As I said already, fossils, they play a very important role as paleontological evidences. We all know that they are the remains of life forms of hard part of the life forms which are present buried in the form of the rock, so that the rock finally by time they forms the sediments. How to study these sediments? If you take the general cross section of the earth crust, we will get a number of layers by layers arrangement, right? They are somehow like this is the layer of first layer, then we will take the second layer, third layer, it appears so on. The number of layers, they forms the presence of different individuals, and the hard parts, if they are buried in the soil, those hard parts, they are acting as a very important proof for us while proving these evidences as for evolutions. Clear? So what is fossils? They are the remains of hard parts of hard part of life form. They are the remains of hard part of life forms found in rock. Clear? And these rock, they forms the sediment. Over a duration of time, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ಡೈನಾಸರಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಡೈನಾಸರಸ್ಗಳು ನೆಲದೊಳಗಡೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಆಲ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಾಸಿಲ್ಸ್. ಈ ಮೂಳೆಗಳು, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗ ರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬೈ ಎಸ್ಕವೇಷನ್, ಉತ್ಖನನ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಎಸ್ಕವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಜಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆರ್ ಜಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಎರಾ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. So this is the cross section of earth. Just simple ಆಗಿರೋ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇನ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದಿರೋದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ we will get the formation of layer by layers of the earth, and this cross section indicates the arrangement of sediments contains fossils of the living organisms, and it is believed that those living organisms who probably died during the formations of the sediments, of sediment formation ಆಗುವಾಗಲೂ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Clear? And some of these fossils, it's very important to note that some of these fossils, they resembles ಇವಾಗ ಏನು organisms which are present today, they are like the fossils, they are resembling like the organisms which are present in today life, and also some of them are extinct, maybe like a dinosaurs, and also new forms of life also arises during the formations of life. By this proof of sedimentation we can conclude that they are the evolution had happened ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ conclude ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Clear? Some of the fossils, they resembles the organisms which are present today. Fossils resembles organisms present today's life and are present in the past, and there are some new forms are also present. Here the past indicates example dinosaurs. These dinosaurs, they are like the evidences which are proved by the sedimentation process. Clear? So that's all about the paleontological evidences. Paleontology is nothing but the study of fossils. Fossils are the hard part remains of the life forms which are found during the sedimentation of the rock. The cross sections indicates the arrangement of sediments present in the different earth layer, and we can predict that they are died during the formation of this durations of the sediment formations. And these fossils, they indicates the present organisms and also past organisms. Even ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಯಾಕೆ ರಿಸೆಂಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ because of they are the new organisms. Clear? We'll move towards the second type of evidence, and the second evidence is the embryological support. Embryological support for evolution. How this embryologically the organisms, they are providing as a support, as a proof for evolutions anta nodadadre, the famous scientist Ernst Haeckel. Hope you all heard about Ernst Haeckel, who is the same scientist who probably coined the term of protista. The kingdom protista is also concluded by Ernst Haeckel. The same Ernst Haeckel, he has come into a conclusion that there are some features present in the embryonic stages of all the vertebrates, and these embryological features, they are common, and such common features, they are absent in the adult organisms. I'll write some embryological features are common to all vertebrates and are and are absent in adults. Example, for that he has given us the example of vestigial gill slits. Vestigial gill slits they are present at the back side, just ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ embryonic stages ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ just behind the back side of the head region there is a presence of these vestigial gill slits. According to Ernst Haeckel, these vestigial gill slits they are common for all the vertebrates, but during at the developmental stages they are functional only in the fishes. They are functional only in fishes and they are absent in the adults. The same structure of vestigial gill slits they are absent in the adults and on conclusions ke bartane. Clear? See, this is the conclusions given by Ernst Haeckel. And also he has given one more statement called the development of special features. In the development of living organisms, the special features they develop first. They develop later, and common features or general structures, common features or general characters they develop first. I repeat, according to Ernst Haeckel, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕಾಮನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್, ಸ್ಪೈನಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್, they are all the common characters they develop first ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Then the special structures, for example if you consider mammals or birds, feathers they are the special characters, hairs in case of mammals they are the special characters. These special features they develop later in the developmental stages of the living organisms, but the general characters, the general structures like brain and spinal cord and all they develops at the beginning stages of the earth, which is given by Ernst Haeckel. Later in the light of evolution, this theory of general characters and the special features is called biogenetic law. Who given biogenetic law? Important for competitive. Biogenetic law is nothing but the formations of special features is taken place later, but the general characters or the general features in an organism they develop first. In the light of evolution, it is considered as biogenetic law. Clear? At the same time, there is one more scientist called Carl Ernst van Baer. He just disapproved the theory which is given by Ernst Haeckel. According to the scientist is Carl Ernst van Baer. He just disapproved the theory like some embryological features they are common for all the vertebrates and they are absent in adults ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿನ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. And according to van Baer, embryos they never pass to the adult stages of the organisms or adult stages of the other organisms. Embryos never pass through adult stage of other animals. The statement says that ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಗಳು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಶೋ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ but they change according to their developmental stages. If something is if you look at the developmental stages of frog and a human embryo, very beginning stage they resembles each other, but after they starts to developing, differentiating, and the general structures they started to degenerate. ಹೊಸ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಇಂದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಅವುಗಳು ರಿಸೆಂಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಯೋಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಲಾ ಪ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ special features and about the common creatures. Clear? So there are so many few other evidences are also there. We will study about comparative and morphological evidences in the next class.